What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at DataDash, and today is April 7th of 2018. Well, folks, it's time for a daily update here on the DataDash channel. And today we have a lot of different important things to cover here on the daily update. First and foremost, as always, though, we'll be spending some time looking at market valuations as well as doing some technical analysis on the market leaders. But outside of a few various topics that we're going to be covering, guys, there's really one big topic that I know many of you out there want to hear me cover, and that is the topic of infamous billionaire George Soros getting into the crypto arena and what it means for cryptocurrencies. So I'm going to be sharing my opinion on it, guys. I'm going to let you know right off the bat, I'm not very positive on George Soros. I don't think most people really like George Soros, but nonetheless, we'll go into it. I'll try to be neutral and fair, and we'll dive into the daily updates. So, got lots of things to cover. First and foremost, though, I want to spend some time talking about the general tone of the market. Obviously, taking a little bit more of a positive tone today, guys. We can see Ontology is still killing it. I mean, we covered Ontology back when it was, when it came onto the market, it was still probably around 200 to 300 million, but man, it is still killing it. I gotta say, I definitely missed out on Ontology to a degree. I've been doing well on my trades, but nonetheless, missed out on Ontology. Verge still going well. Elastos coming up quite well. As you go across the board, you can see the general market is taking an upturn, whereas there's only a few players in the top 100 that are down for the day, including Tron, Factum, Kin, and Digix DAO. So, let's go ahead here, take a look at the market. As we were saying, we're seeing more of a positive tone, and it looks like we really are starting to find support and accumulation at around $250 billion. Again, guys, market's been relatively quiet, but one thing that I've started to notice is that you're starting to see across the board in altcoins, you're starting to see some big spikes at the bottom. You're starting to see those big volume candles that we started to see in the very late parts of November and early parts of December. So I wouldn't be pushing off the idea that we could be seeing some upside here in April or May that much longer. Again, I've started to accumulate altcoin positions, and if I have fiat on the side, I've been trying to add as much as I can to crypto. And again, as you take a look here at the altcoins as well, same exact general trend that we see with overall market cap. Now, the volume still holding relatively thin, but again, I wouldn't wait until the volume starts spiking up. I would, if we start to see accumulation and sideways price action, that's a moment where you can start to get a little bit more comfortable. But again, you got to assess it for yourself, guys. That's just genuinely how I feel on it. So as we see here, again, Bitcoin dominance remaining flat as other coins still continuing to make not all-time, but relative highs on the recent uptrend and uptick in valuation in the market, or at least in market dominance, sitting at 21.22% as Bitcoin dominance still remains flat at 45%, and Ethereum continues to deplete, as well as Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, and other market leaders. So, same exact trend, guys. We still have so many overvalued players in the top 10. I think it's going to continue to deplete, and we're going to see other coins continue to gain as Bitcoin starts to roll over here. So, nonetheless, even though I think Bitcoin is going to lose market dominance over the next few days and weeks, as it has been for the past few weeks, I think personally that we're going to see Bitcoin start to uptick here, guys. It's getting to a point where, again, we're getting very close to 6,000. Worst case scenario, that I think is the most bearish case, is that we're going to get down to 6,000. But in this case, we've had some really good sideways accumulation, and that's really the key word here, guys, as we've been going across here. And now, we're not only above the 50 hour, but it's looking like if we can get another breakout candle, we could possibly get above the 200 hour, find support, and start moving higher. Again, last time we faltered through it. Let's see if this time we can do it. It's the major indicator I'm watching for, guys. No need to overcomplicate it. Again, keep an eye on it. Look out for more of these buy-side candles. You're starting to see a lot of big, again, the term accumulation can be really attested towards the fact that as the sideways price action is accumulating, you're going to start seeing buyers come in. Markets know when things are market makers, the big dogs, the whales, they know when markets are moving sideways and when they've gone through a 70% correction. It's time to start usually buying on the lows rather than at the highs. But we'll have to see if it continues to trend to the sideways or start moving up. We might again still have some lower price action to go through. All right, let's go ahead here, take a look here at Bittrex. Again, Ethereum showing the exact same case here. We're starting to accumulate. For the most part, Ethereum has still been generally going down on the weekly as we take a look here, but I'm definitely interested to see if this will, on the TD sequential, will come down to a 9-week downside, and then we might have a chance at a rebound. Last time we had that, it didn't really do much, but usually when you have on most of these cryptocurrencies on the cycles, if it goes through 9 weeks on the TD sequential, again, I'm going to be doing a trading tip on this soon, so stay tuned for that if you guys don't know how this works. Basically speaking, if this has 9 candles to the upside, or if you get the number 9, you're usually going to expect a reversal at the top, or if you have it on the way down towards the sell side, you can expect a rebound of some sort. So I'm going to keep an eye on that, see if we can really meet towards that. But for now, Ethereum, I'm still just remaining patient on. I haven't seen any reason to jump in. At the same time, I haven't seen any reason to be panicky in regards to the sell side action. So, all right, let's go ahead here. Taking a look at Ripple, still generally holding here on the 200-day. Nothing exciting in regards to this, guys. You know, I've just been remaining patient on it, and I could very well see it go lower, much like I have betted on in regards to Bitcoin Cash. We're starting to see this again start to roll over and go down towards hopefully my target around 5 million Satoshis. It's broke out of the wedge, lost its catalyst. Bitcoin fees are cheap. No reason to use Bitcoin Cash. Sorry, it's just the functional case right now. There's no reason, and with the developments of Lightning and stuff, I think there's a lot going on. Sorry, I just hit my table there. All right, let's go ahead here. Take a look at Litecoin. So Litecoin itself, again, had a false breakout. We did get the breakout the other day, but it's starting to roll over. It couldn't hold. We didn't get the volume that we needed, and we didn't test towards the 50-day. So because of that, I think we're starting to roll over, and we're going to eventually, much like a lot of the other market leaders, as I've been saying, are going to lose market dominance and hopefully come back down to the 200-day. Not bearish on Litecoin long term, but just in the short term, guys. All right, so let's go ahead here. Take a look at a few players here. Neo BTC. Neo continuing to decline below the 200-day here. Again, I still think this is going to the 5 to 6 million range. I haven't changed my whole thesis on it. As you guys know, I was taking a look at the TD sequential on the weekly. Again, I think it's a perfect way to look at this, not to mention the 50 week as well would be good to look at for Neo, and seeing how in the past it served as support. Along with that, let's go ahead and take a look at Icon. I think it was funny. I had joked around about not covering Neo in one of my videos, and then people are like, Nick, Icon, you forgot Icon. So yes, I'll cover Icon here. Icon started to, interestingly enough, it's looking like, we're in the middle of the day here, and we're already, chasing volume higher than the previous days. And you can see here, we got a big pop up here, some big institutions coming in. So again, as we accumulate to the side, guys, that's what whales tend to do. They start to buy when the market price isn't dipping, when it's starting to find price strength confirmation, and they think they can play rolling, getting in low and hopefully riding to the upside. So they don't buy after something spiked up, almost 100%. They buy something when it's down at almost towards fresh lows for the temporary time being, and they want to get in when it's moving sideways. So again, they signal for that price strength confirmation. That's what they want, guys. So going ahead and taking a look at one I don't usually cover, IOTA. Again, IOTA still seeing rejection at the 200-day here. I would like to see this get some fresh lows. If this can get down to 100,000 Satoshis, man, that's going to be definitely something to watch here in regards to IOTA. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. EOS as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at EOS. Again, EOS accumulating, correcting after, yet again, one of these big green run-ups. I think, generally speaking, I would really, really like this to come down to the 50-day just to find some price strength confirmation and make this previous resistance new support. We'll have to see, though. I haven't really touched EOS. So last but not least, we'll go ahead and take a look at Cardano here. Cardano still moving sideways, accumulating. Could be a period where we start to see some of these protocols move up, guys. I think the altcoin cycle is sooner rather than later. Last thing I'll cover as well, again, my Lisk trade here. I guess I'm on the exchange Poloniex here, but really I'm trading it on Binance, obviously. Guys, this is again moving in through a sideways pattern, a wedge here. We're starting to see the highs go lower, the lows get higher as the price coils in. I think we're expecting a breakout on this. We're still holding above both the 50-hour as well as the 200-hour. The 200-hour is key. You're starting to see some volume come in. And if we really take it here towards the daily, guys, this is looking like it's setting for a breakout to test above the 200-day. I think it can do it, guys. I'm still in it. I'm still up on the trade. I think it's going to do much more, though, than what it's done so far. So again, this isn't a small short-term trend. I think this can do a lot more over the next few days. So real quick, diving into the news here, guys, just want to give you guys a few heads up on some interesting things. First and foremost, if you have Oyster, I know many of you out there had seen my video a long time ago back in January on the undervalued projects, and many of you are still long-term investors, as I am, in Oyster. If you have Oyster in your exchange, guys, make sure either that exchange is going to be supporting the new coming Oyster Shell airdrop that's going to be coming out for the new currency, for the new protocol platform. Make sure your exchange supports it, or put it in your ledger or wallet that will support getting the it's not really forked currency, the airdrop currency. So make sure you do that. I know I've been putting it into my ledger, so I get it. So again, keep an eye on that. It's 5 days, guys. April 13th. Just make sure you look out for that. Along with that as well, some really interesting news I forgot to cover a few days ago back on April 5th. The electronics giant Foxconn has agreed, or at least a subsidiary of Foxconn has agreed to build Serum Labs blockchain phone. So as many of you have heard about Finay, this is the phone that they're building. It's a blockchain-based phone, and they've worked with the Taiwanese-based giant Foxconn. Massive company. It's the company that focuses on helping to manufacture iPhones. Many people have positive and negative opinions on it. Either way, guys, look, we've all got iPhones in our pocket. This is very positive news for Serum Labs, and they're expecting that they're going to have over 25,000. They've already got 25,000 pre-ordered to sell out to users, and they're hoping to get a range of 100,000 to up to several millions of phones sold by 2018. It's a wide target. I think they'll probably reach near 100,000 if they can continue to market and brand it. But congrats to them on landing the manufacturing deal in regards to this. Really cool stuff, and getting coverage in Bloomberg. Another thing as well, I got a really interesting email. Now, I usually, because it's usually for business reasons, but I did get an email from an individual named Michael, and he was talking about, he lives in Poland, and he was talking about the ridiculous tax laws in Poland. Now, I really like Poland. I think it's a cool country, and I hope to visit it. And generally, I didn't get to go visit it when I was visiting Europe, but I was very interested in the email he sent me about how the Polish Ministry of Finance has decided that with every trade or transaction you make, there is a 1% volume tax. Now, what does that mean? Well, there's really two kind of components here that really make this kind of a really idiotic tax system, because people don't think of the ramifications of what it means for people who might overtrade or trade frequently. So let's go ahead and take a look at the example here. So if we have a 1% volume tax, and this shows you just how crazy it is in this example. Let's say that we start off with $10,000, okay? Well, we're going to do 100 trades within the period of a year here, and let's say I end up with 15,000 at the end, meaning I made a $5,000 profit. Sounds great. I made 50% for the year. Nice stuff. Well, here's the issue. With all of those trades, if I was trading all $10,000, which I know many traders and speculators are going to be doing, they don't want to trade with $1,000. They're putting it all on one thing at each time, trading along their way. Well, what's going to happen is they're going to face that 1% civil law operation tax or volume tax. So basically speaking, he's going to owe 1% on all of those 100 trades, meaning he's going to owe 100% of what he originally had, meaning 10,000, generally speaking. It could be a little variation depending on if he's made money between trades, but let's keep it at 10,000. $10,000 instantly eliminates, you're going to owe $10,000 to the government of your original money. But they'll say, oh, but you made 5K. It's like, well, you know, I have 5K now, but then I got to pay income tax on that. So in this example, what it's basically going to mean is that the individual is going to have to pay $10,000 on their original investment, meaning they completely neutralized their original money. Now they're left with the 5K they made, but now they have to pay $1.8 thousand in tax, meaning that really they're left with $3.2 thousand in cash. And they started off with $10,000. So they made money, but because of the tax law, they're now actually down on their money drastically, almost down 70%. So this is something that's hitting a lot of people in Poland when the Polish government is coming out now and setting standards for people to report their taxes for cryptocurrencies. And we think we got it bad in the US. I mean, this is really, really bad. So my Polish friends, I'll come visit you soon. I'll speak up for you, but you need to stand up. You need to stand up for your rights to your financial freedom and call this BS out. This is terrible. So again, just thought I'd cover this. It was interesting. I found a Reddit post. I don't know if this is the same guy who contacted me, Michael, but just know that I'm listening to you guys and everything. And I'm sorry to hear about that. That's crazy. All right. Well, speaking again about some bad news, I think for the most part, I think many people have seen it as good news. But George Soros, the infamous billionaire financier has gotten into the cryptocurrency space. He has made quite a U-turn. I think that the headline speaks for itself in regards to his stance on cryptocurrencies. So I want to go here and take a look at this Bloomberg article where it's announced that he is prepared to trade cryptocurrencies. He has gotten his family office. Now, if you guys don't know what a family office is, family offices usually are management funds that deal with family dynasty kind of funds and everything like that. If you have money in your family or in a group of people that you care about and you want to manage it into different markets maybe that aren't in traditional financial exchanges, for example, let's say I have, in this case, I want to get into cryptocurrencies. Most people in the financial space will not be able to trade it unless, in this case, it's a family office where you can easily move and manage the money as you please. Well, in this case, that's what they're doing with George Soros's family office. They're putting and diluting funds into cryptocurrencies. So it's kind of ironic, though, because just back in January, he called, I think it was, I guess digital assets a bubble. I don't know. Some people have said that he called Bitcoin a bubble. In this case, we can see it right here. But as we can obviously see, he was a little late to the party on calling Bitcoin a bubble there after, obviously, Bitcoin going to 20,000. But now, seeing as we're down to 6,600, roughly 6,000, I think we're 6,800, Soros is now starting to consider the idea of starting to trade cryptocurrencies. And this quotation is what's really getting tossed around as to why he's doing it. He said, as long as you have dictatorships on the rise, you will have a different ending because the rulers in those countries will turn to Bitcoin to build a nest egg abroad. Okay, here's the thing. I think on the surface level, he has rationale built behind it, guys. But the one thing we need to understand about George Soros more than anything is that he is a speculator. Well, he's not so much a speculator. He's a smart speculator. His whole money and net worth that he's built over the past few decades is built off of one thing, and that's currency manipulation. Now, he doesn't directly just manipulate markets by any means. I wouldn't accuse him of doing wash trading or doing spoofing by any means, if you guys know what that is. But the thing that I think George Soros is well known for, and many of you who've researched him know, is the fact that he topples governments that are already on the verge of political, economic, or financial crisis. Now, what does this mean? Well, for him, when you're dealing with billions of dollars, it's hard to move it fast in the stock market. But what he does is over kind of on a macro scale, meaning on a bigger picture, he looks for nations, some of them third world nations, which are already on the verge of, like I said, political or economic turmoil, and where you start to see the fire brewing, and he pours a little bit more gasoline in. He just tries to get the fire going a little bit more. Now, why would he do this? Well, because he manipulates currency markets. He can short the currency or bet against the currency. And in that case, knock down the currency drastically and make billions in the process. Well, he's infamous for doing this. He's honest about it. There's a 60-minute interview you can look up on YouTube if you look up George Soros 60-minute interview, where he has his two sides. He has his side where he's a market maker. He doesn't give a damn about his ramifications, and he's quite proud of it. And then on the other side, he has his philanthropy side where he donates money to the Open Society Foundation and all these things. So it's a much larger topic to talk about. But what it means for crypto is that he's coming into this market not with the support of decentralization or really what crypto stands for in the sense of trustlessness. He's coming in to make money. He's coming in to manipulate these markets to his advantage. So I don't really see this as a positive thing, but I think this is going to be expected, guys. You're going to see people come into this space where there is volatility, where there's a lot of speculation, and when there is a lot of prone room for manipulation. Soros is going to enjoy it. He's probably going to make billions in the process. He knows how currency markets work, and he knows how to cause fear in markets when really there shouldn't be any fear, or he knows how to push the narrative for fear. That's just what he's done before, guys. So again, really interested to hear what his intentions are, what his favorite coins are in the market. But outside of that, not really seeing this as positive news. But I'd like to hear what you guys think down in the comments down below. I know I'm a little bit biased. I've just not liked Soros for a long time. I've met many people who work in foreign exchange markets, meaning foreign currency markets, who admire him in the sense that he's been able to make billions, but also really despise and hate him on a moral level. But then again, I guess morals and finance don't always go together. But again, I'd like to hear what you guys think down in the comments down below. What you guys think about all the different topics we talked about in regards to Oyster, the new Foxconn deal with Serum Labs, as well as the news in Poland in regards to tax news, and also the other trades and cryptocurrencies that we talked about in the daily update. But anyways, that's it for the update, guys. Thank you very much for thank you very much for watching the daily update. And if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave it down in the comments down below and get a discussion going. Would love to hear from you guys. But until the next video, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one. Stay tuned.